So yeah, second dish is surf and turf, really, I guess. Again, I love surf and turf. So a lot of my dishes are combinations of squid and pork belly and lobsters, pork scratching and things like that. So, you know, it's a bit of fun. Yorkshireman, I'm liking my pork scratchings and things. So, and the lobsters, Maine lobsters at the moment are absolutely wonderful. Perfectly in season. Part of the lobster festival at the moment at Ramus.
Hey, you've got a job, Jim. Yes, absolutely. So lobsters.
So these lobsters you're seeing at the moment are just the greatest.
Yeah, keep going. No, they're absolutely fantastic. Jim's right. You know, people sometimes ask me why we bring lobsters over from Canada. 30 years ago when we started doing that, people used to go, "Wow, you fly them from Canada? That's amazing." And then for a while they went, "What? You fly them from Canada? That's, why don't you use the ones around the UK coast?" Which indeed we do. But at this moment in time, the lobster off Nova Scotia is at its absolute peak. It's very sweet. It's a firm texture, sweet and absolutely tasty. And right now they're absolutely jammed with meat, which is exactly what you want. So they're a great opportunity now. They're on offer in the shop all the way through June, and we've got 40 restaurants throughout Yorkshire doing lobster dishes. Quite a few of them doing surf and turf, one or two doing burgers and lobsters and things like that. It seems to be a very in vogue sort of thing these days.
It's the in thing.
It's trendy right now, burgers and lobsters and things like that. So it's a great opportunity to buy them, and when they're full of meat like this, is fantastic.
So yeah, the dish we're doing today is with the lobster tail, lobster claw meat, pickled onions, some braised chicory, and a pork scratching. If it works, the first one didn't work. So I've got a pickling liquor on the stove here, which I made earlier just to infuse the flavours. So we've got star anise, cumin, sugar, vinegar. That's in there, and I put that on about an hour and a half ago just to infuse and get some flavour in there. Peeled the shallots. I used banana shallots. They're a lot sweeter. When you break them down and plate up with it, they look beautiful, and they go nice and pink when you've pickled them. Then we've got some young chicory. It can be quite bitter, chicory, but if you almost caramelise it in butter, it can be absolutely beautiful. And I think it's quite an underrated vegetable, really. So a little bit of oil in the pan. Again, it's a really simple dish, but it's about the ingredients. And also, I was really nervous doing this tonight, so I wanted to make it simple. No. So we'll get the chicory cooking. The lobsters I cooked earlier. They were, I think you might have seen me doing them when people were walking through, but so I've cooked those. Tend to do them for about 6 to 8 minutes, depending on the size of them.
Yeah, you're going to recook them, aren't you?
But I'm going to give them a...
So you've kind of sort of blanched them for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, 8 minutes a pound is basically what you want to work to. If you're going to cook them again, just cut that timing down to maybe 6 minutes a pound, because then the thing with lobsters is it's so easy to overcook them. Timing's essential. The lobster is very easy to cook, but you've got to get the timings right, otherwise they'll go a bit tough and they'll lose the flavour. You just want to get those timing right, and you get the meat quality just perfect. And then you got another couple of minutes of cooking when you put it in the pan. It'll be absolutely perfect. Just a small amount of butter there, Jim.
Just a small amount of butter.
Okay, now. So we've got healthy. We're healthy, are we? Yeah.
I like cooking with butter.
Yeah.
Especially when you add the pork scratching to it.
Yeah,
as
pork
well.
scratchings, butter. Yeah, perfect.
Bit of lemon in there.
It's quite a brave. That chicory is quite a brave thing because it is quite a. It's a bit of a divider, isn't it? Really, because you know a lot of people won't like the flavour of that. It's quite strong.
It's so bitter. It
Yeah.
can be. I've got some dried fennel again, which we've been out and foraged and then just dried it, so we've got it all year round. It's about stocking up your dry stores in a restaurant.
And how often do you change the menu in the restaurant, Jim? Are you really working seasonally? And
yeah, well, I'm going to put these on tomorrow. So
right, okay.
I change it constantly.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Some of the foraging things which turn up, I don't know what they're going to bring. So I can change the menu constantly. You know, it's a chef's dream. It's, you know, that restaurant's my dream. So I want it to be everything I want to. You know. It's, so yeah, I just don't know what's going to turn up. I have deliveries 5 times a week of forage products. So on Friday, I had a tub of ants turn up with a price tag attached to them.
That's bookings down then, isn't it?
And they're absolutely exquisite.
Really? And what do you do with them? Fry them in butter. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. As a bit of a joke, because I hadn't tried these before, and they're wood ants, and they've got the most intense citrus flavour you've ever tried. It's incredible. So, as a bit of a joke on Friday night, I served them with scrambled eggs. So, just as a little canapé, so we did fried bread. Or fried truffle bread with truffled scrambled eggs, excuse me, and then these fried ants. So, but they were, the flavour is, if you eat them raw, it's like eating a whole lemon. And these things, you know, they're absolutely minute, but absolutely incredible. So, yeah, they turned up on Friday. I wasn't expecting those. And yeah, they were actually
Sorry,
six.
did someone say, were they alive there? Were they alive?
They weren't alive, no.
No. Okay.
No.
How do you describe it, the dish?
The kitchen's open. So I've got an open kitchen. So when customers come in and sit down, a lot of it's about me interacting with the customers. So, you know, I'll lean out the kitchen and have a bit of a chat with everyone and explain it. And the front of house staff will go over and they'll say, you know, this is before you eat it, just in case you're not happy with it. It's it's truffled bread with truffled scrambled eggs and ants, fried ants. But honestly, they're just fabulous. So, but they were £600 a kilo.
Wow. Mind you, you get a few ants in a kilo,
But
don't you?
yeah, but you imagine being the person stood there picking them for.
600 quid. People say fish is expensive. Blooming heck. I'm going in the ant business.
Yeah.
So look at all the meat. Look how much meat there is in that tail of lobster. That's the key thing, ladies and gentlemen. Full to the outer shell of meat. That's the key point with the lobster. You can buy them sometimes out different times of the year, and there'll be big gaps between the meat and the and the shell, and that's because the lobster grows by casting its shell. So that meat, that lobster's ready to cast its shell. It's absolutely packed with meat, and in the summer it will cast its shell like a snake shedding its skin, and it will eat the old shell, and new shell will form around it, and what you get left is what they call a soft shell lobster. In fact, when they've just cast the shell, they're like jellies. You can literally put your finger through them. There's no hardness to the shell at all. And then it takes another 3 or 4 months for the shells to harden up again. So spring, here's the time to be eating those lobsters when they're at their best. So is that? Yeah.
Touch of seasoning.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do some mashed potato crisps. So, again, if it works.
They won't notice, Jim. Don't tell them.
So I'm just going to do some mashed potato.
There you go.
No, we make mashed potato, then we dry it out, we add flavouring to it, and it is literally as simple as that. So this has got saffron in, and we dry it out. We spread it out over greaseproof paper, and we dry it, leave it to dry, and then all I do is fry it off. That was the special one I was going to use in a minute.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry. There's plenty left.
Oh, you're all right.
That's really good. That's like the best crisp you've ever eaten in your life.
Yeah, they're all right. So, and again, we're almost there with this dish. So, we've got the pork scratchings to do, haven't we? So, this is pork fat, which we boil or steam or water bath. We cook it for about 40 minutes, really, boiling, simmering water. That'll break all the fibres down in it, if it works. And then again, we dry it out, which takes about 3 days to dry out, and then we deep fry it, and it goes really light and fluffy, he says. So there's a potato crisp made with mashed potato. Another one in.
And what's the benefit of doing that as opposed to just slicing a potato really thinly and doing it like that?
I've put more flavour into it.
Right, so you've added a lot of flavour into
everything
that.
we want to do, we try and get as much flavour into it as possible.
Yeah.
So this might go everywhere. Let's turn that off. If you were to use a deep fat fryer, it would really...
As I said earlier, there is no fire drill this evening. The fire X's are here and here and here. That'll be fine.
Be all right.
Be good.
There is one in the oven just in case.
There you go. You're like Valerie Singleton. You've always got something hidden away, ready to go.
So the chicory is cooked, soft, caramelised in butter, lemon juice, salt, and the fennel. The lobster claw just lightly cooking off in the same liquor again. Lobster tails will give a couple of minutes, well, just to bring up to temperature again. And then we'll start to plate up.
The thing is, you know, how quickly we're cooking. You know, we're going to be doing 3 dishes here in sort of 40, 50 minutes. And yes, there's a little bit of preparation, but it really is, you know, simple, fast cooking, you know, and that's the best way with seafood. It doesn't, you know, it takes such simple such short length of time to cook, and it's just ideal with busy lives. It's a great thing to cook, you know. Okay, wrong plate.
Yeah. We'll do some fancy patterns like chefs do these days.
Right.
So I've got a beetroot puree here, which is beetroots which I've cooked in salt. I feel like David Hockney. Cooked it down in salt to intensify the flavour, then we peel them, take the skin off, blend it down in one of these posh blenders which Steph's brought along, and we season it again with vinegar for the acidity.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So,
nice.
Beetroot.
Yeah. That's why it's all here.
Anything else, sir?
Yeah, no, let's just go keep it up. Come on.
So,
I don't do this for nothing, you know.
So the chicory, it's just a very quick, simple dish with the pork scratchings, which took 4 days, and the
You're ruining it now. You could just go to the local off license and buy some.
You
some
can
pork
actually.
Scratchings.
You know, you could get those, and then you can crumble it over. So you got a bit of the claw meat. Melt this board.
Looks pretty good on there, Jim, I have to say.
Thank you.
Look at that, looks fantastic.
Bit of the butter.
Seeing as this dish is lobster, we're definitely upping the ante on the bids here, by the way. You know. Okay.
Pork scratchings.
Look at that, looking delicious. It's a lovely contrast of textures on there, isn't it? The soft lobster and then the pork scratching, and you know, they'll work well together.
And then this is some orange juice, just fresh orange juice, just reduced down with sugar to turn it into a bit of a, you know, one of these gels we all use these days. And
so you don't need to use any chemicals in that at all. That's just
there's
literally
nothing in that. That's just
okay.
The sugars have naturally thickened that. So there you go. You have got chicory, beetroot, orange, pork scratchings, and Maine lobster with some pickled onions.
Well rescued. And the crisps on there as well.
I'll put the crisps on.
Yeah.
And then you've got the full meal. Look.
Perfect. Look at that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic, Jim. Brilliant. Right.